Hey guys, this is Blake from Kiteboarding. I'm here today to teach you how to do a jumping transition, which is one of my favorite tricks because the fun never stops. You can always do a trick, land, do a jump, transition, and then we're going to teach you also how to progress into adding tricks. This series, we're actually really focusing on transitional tricks, so you can add them to your tricks you already know, like down looping, jumping, transitions, jumping with the grab, and just making your whole experience of kiteboarding a little bit more fun, where you don't just ride, do a trick, land, ride, and make a transition. You can make it really fluid and fun, where every tack and every transition you make has some sort of trick involved with it, which will make your riding look more stylish, a lot more fun, and it's just very enjoyable to do. So we're going to teach you how to do a jumping transition, and then we'll teach you how to add some grabs and tricks to that as well. So I've done a video of this in the past. It wasn't with Ride with Blake, but about a year ago my friend Mitchell came down, we filmed one, but we're going to redo it for you so we can do it a little bit better and just give you all the necessary steps to perfect your jumping transitions. Also this year we'll be writing out all these videos for you, so you have them step by step, printable version, so you can bring it to the beach, read it before you go, have all these things in your head so you can learn as fast as possible and have the most fun on the water. The first step in a jumping transition is to start small, because the smaller you go, the less air time, the more compact and lower center of gravity your body will be. So you can easily just kind of pop off the water. It's almost like you're doing a regular transition, riding to the left, going up, riding to the right. You're doing the same thing, except all you're doing is just popping a couple inches, a foot off the water, and then doing that transition in the air. Exact same thing you would do for a regular transition, but instead of sliding or sinking into the water, you're just going to do it with a tiny bit of air added to it so that you can get to understand these concepts, take it slow, and know how to do it. Step number 2 is to pop hard and early to give yourself just a little bit more time, and send your kite just like you would for a regular jump, but just make sure that you don't send your kite past 12 o'clock. That's a really common mistake in a jumping transition, is you think like, all right, I'm going to go the other way anyways, so might as well send the kite to the other direction as I'm transitioning. But what that will do is it will cause you to drop. So rather than going up, stopping in the air, repositioning, and then going the other way, which is what you're supposed to do, if you send the kite to the other side of the wind window, what will happen is it'll just drop you in the water and then you'll come crashing down. So send your kite, edge hard, pop early, and then send your kite to 12 o'clock, pull in. As you reach the peak, just hold it at 12, and holding it at 12 o'clock will just let your body reposition, your kite's straight above you, you're facing downwind, and then that's going to allow you to make the transition from going one way to the other. So if your kite is too far to the left or too far to the right, it's going to keep your body going in that direction. So you want to bring it right back to 12 o'clock so that you're ready to now transition to the other direction. All right, so step number 3 is the timing of the kite and your body. So right as the kite is at 12 o'clock, that's where you're going to have the bar pulled in. You're going to reach the apex of your jump. And then once you feel yourself, right as you're going to the very top, right before you start to drop down, so you're going to pull extra hard on your opposite hand. Right as you're coming down, that's when you're going to pull harder than usual on your opposite hand. So now your right hand. And then the pull of the kite, now that you've reached your peak, you're in a neutral zone facing 12 o'clock. Now pulling the kite extra hard will spin your body around, point you in the direction that you want to go. You want to make sure that your kite goes hard downwind towards you, so that way it'll pull you and it'll catch you. If your kite doesn't go fast enough, then most likely what's going to happen is that you're just going to drop out of the sky and just like a rock, just land in the water. So if that happens, that's part of the learning process. But as you do feel yourself just start to drop, just remember, rather than leaning back and landing on your edge, you can still land the jumping transition as you're going small. If you're dropping, just make sure that you land flat and with your shoulders over your knees over the board. All right, so step number 4 is similar to timing, but it's more timing of your body positioning. So what you're doing with your body in the trick is also very important. So the kite is one thing, and then the other aspect is what to do with your body. So you think of your body going into the jump just like you regularly would. You bring your front knee to your chest, you reach your peak, and both your knees are close to your chest, so you stay compact and you're in perfect ball. Now we're going to change directions, and what you want to do is you want to bring your back knee to your chest and you want to straighten your front knee. So you're kind of, just think of yourself as doing a regular transition where you're going from your weight on your back knee here, so then your weight on your back knee here. You're doing a transition, but you're doing it in the air. So you want to swing your hips so that your board is out in front of you. It's pointed downwind, and the back of the board where you're going to land, you always want to land over your back knee with your weight over that. So right as you're reaching the apex of your jump, you're changing positions and spinning around. That's when you're going to start to bring your knees to your chest more. You're going to let it swing you around, and as your kite is pulling you downwind towards the kite, that's where you're going to put your one leg in front of you, so that way your board swings out, you land downwind, and your back knee is bent. So it's all about changing position in the air, where you're popping, going up here, bringing your knees flat so that you're level, pointing your board downwind with your other leg, bringing your back knee to your chest, landing downwind in the opposite direction. So step number 5 is to go bigger and exaggerate your movements a little bit more. The bigger you go, the more you're going to have to exaggerate movements of the kite. You may have to keep it moving more as you float down, catch you like a parachute. You want to exaggerate your movements in the air more so that you can like really get it into the right position. And so that's why you want to slowly build your way up from tiny little jumps where you're barely even coming off the water, building your way up till then where you're doing your regular height jumps, but you've perfected this enough and get more comfortable where the timing is something you've learned, and we can't tell you exactly the timing of when to do it because every jump and every trick is different. It's just understanding the concepts of this trick, when to pull it, when to sheet out, and whenever you want to land, just landing flat on the board. So even if you're going bigger and you're dropping with this, just knowing that rather than just landing on your edge where you're going to fall into your back, landing with your shoulders over your knee, with your board flat, riding downwind, you'll be able to absorb the impact and take that fall without getting hurt or falling onto your back. Step number 6 is the funnest step of them all. It's just adding tricks to this jumping transition so that it has a little bit more style and just it's a lot more fun. You can either do a grab with it, you can do a tweak, you can get inverted, you can do a front roll or a back roll or a down loop. Whatever you do, it's the same basic concepts of going one way and going the other. And you use the same body movements and the same timing in all of those tricks, just you're rotating around your bar in a different way and adding that to the trick. So as you'll see in this video, I was doing some tweaked, like almost inverted air transitions, and I was doing the same things that I was just telling you, except I was just over exaggerating it a lot, where I would bring the board to me and my hand is right there to grab it. So I'm bringing my knee as close to my chest as I possibly can and tweaking my leg out as much as possible while rotating around, spinning the other direction, and then riding the other way. So it's the exact same steps that I just taught you, except I'm just over exaggerating them and adding some tricks to them. So you can just bring your knee closer to your chest and you can just grab it. As you do that, you can kind of drop your shoulder and kick your feet above your head, or then you can do the back roll kite loops, transitions, then you can do the down loops and all that fun stuff as well. But we will be making more videos of these for you guys as well, and it's a lot of fun adding tricks to your transitions. So that's it for this week. We really hope that these videos help you guys, and let us know what you think. If you like these, please just give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel so you see more of them, and stay tuned for next week's. Also this year we will be writing out all these videos for you so you have them step-by-step, printable version so you can bring it to the beach, read it before you go, have all these things in your head so that you can learn as fast as possible and have the most fun on the water. So that's it. See you guys next week. See ya.